You're sound asleep, the house is quiet, but somewhere in the shadows, your cat is wide awake, watching, listening, moving with silent purpose. While you drift through dreams, your feline friend is doing something far more mysterious. What if I told you that some of the most puzzling things your cat does while you sleep aren't random at all, but emotional messages you've completely missed? These late-night habits might look strange on the surface, but they hold surprising truths about your cat's inner world and how much you really mean to them. So tonight, let's turn on the emotional night vision and decode the secret behaviors your cat reveals while you're fast asleep. Number 1. They scratch at your door at 3 a.m., but not to come in. If your cat has ever scratched at your bedroom door during the early hours of the morning, typically around 3 or 4 a.m., it might seem like a simple request to be let in. However, this behavior often reflects a sense of emotional disorientation or momentary disconnection. Cats are deeply routine-oriented, and much of their emotional security is built around predictable patterns in your daily life. When those patterns shift, perhaps you're staying up later than usual, or you've recently stopped letting them sleep in your room, it can leave them feeling unsettled. The act of scratching the door may not be about physical access at all. In many cases, it's a subtle attempt to re-establish a familiar connection, especially in cats who share a strong emotional bond with their humans. They're not just responding to a closed door, they're reacting to a change in closeness and expressing a quiet need to feel included again. If you've had a similar moment with your cat, give this video a like. Number 2. They sit at the head of the bed, staring toward you. It might feel a little spooky at first, waking up to see your cat silently sitting at the head of your bed, facing you in the dark. But this isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's something far more tender. This is a natural guarding behavior. When your cat sits upright near your head, it's often because they sense you're vulnerable while sleeping, especially if you're ill, emotionally off balance, or even just more still than usual. Your cat might pick up on those subtle changes in your energy, and when they do, instinct kicks in. Cats evolve to watch over their social group, and though we often think of them as aloof, the ones who've bonded deeply with you will express that loyalty through quiet presence. So if your cat is on night watch, they're not just passing the time, they're standing guard over someone they care about. Number 3. They check your breathing and even sniff your mouth. Sometimes, while you're sound asleep, your cat might gently lean in toward your mouth or nose. This behavior can seem unusual at first glance, but cats have been known to listen closely to the breathing of those they care about, or even sniff the breath, as a way of quietly checking in. In multi-cat homes, this kind of gesture is often observed when one cat is unwell. Another will come close during rest, using scent and sound to make sure everything is okay. When a cat does this with a human, it reflects both an emotional bond and an ancient survival instinct. By getting close, they're simply making sure you're still there, still breathing, still part of their world. Once they've reassured themselves, they can settle down beside you with a sense of calm. Number 4. They bring you toys or socks in the middle of the night. It's 2 a.m. and there's a sock, a hair tie, or a fuzzy little toy sitting right next to your pillow. You didn't place it there, your cat did. This quiet gesture is known as emotional gifting. In the feline world, mother cats bring prey to their kittens not only for nourishment, but also as a way to teach and care for them. That instinct doesn't disappear in a domestic setting, it simply transforms. When a cat forms a close bond with a human, they often redirect this behavior through symbolic gifts. A sock becomes stand-in prey. A toy becomes something valuable enough to share. These aren't just objects, they're emotional tokens. They represent attention, thought, and connection. By placing them near you during the night, your cat is communicating care in the way their instincts know best. It's their subtle way of saying they were thinking about you, even while you slept. Number 5. They patrol the room, then come back to you, every night. Some cats fall asleep peacefully at your feet. Others take a different approach. They rise, walk the perimeter of the room, then return to their spot, only to repeat the cycle again and again. This behavior may appear to be aimless wandering, but it often reflects a deep-rooted instinct. Even in the safety of an indoor environment, a cat's natural sense of vigilance remains active. Each circuit around the room serves as a subtle check-in, a way to ensure the space is still calm, familiar, and secure. It's part of their quiet routine, an unspoken commitment to keeping their surroundings, and you, in order. Once they've completed their check and sense no disruption, they settle back beside you. This small, repetitive act is a quiet ritual rooted in loyalty, a job they've assigned themselves out of love. Number 6. They meow softly, then stop the moment you move. Ever woken up because you heard your cat softly meowing in the dark, only for them to stop the second you stirred? This isn't a call for food or play, it's an emotional check-in. When your cat emits a quiet meow like this, they're not demanding, they're inquiring. They're looking for a sign that you're okay. And once you roll over, sigh, or even twitch in response, that's all they need. You've confirmed your presence, and they settle. In essence, they're asking, "Are you still here?" And your movement answers, "Yes, I'm here with you." It's communication in its simplest, most beautiful form. Number 7. They try to open the door if it's closed at night. If you sleep with the door closed, you may have heard your cat pawing at it, or even trying to push it open. And no, it's not always about wanting inside. For many cats, a closed door sends a very specific emotional message. You're not in control of this space anymore. To a cat with a strong emotional attachment to their person, being blocked from access feels like a disruption of the shared territory. It's not so much about where the door leads, it's about the idea that they no longer have full connection to you. They're not panicking, they're not needy. They're trying to reassert that the bond between you still includes shared space, even in the quiet hours. Number 8. They lick your hair, ear, or forehead while you sleep. Have you ever felt a rough little tongue swiping your forehead in the middle of the night? When cats groom you in your sleep, they're treating you like a member of their family. This type of allo-grooming is how bonded cats maintain emotional connection and group identity. In your cat's mind, they're not just saying, "I like you." They're saying, "You are one of us." They wouldn't do this with someone they felt distant from. They wouldn't risk vulnerability unless they were deeply connected. And doing it while you're asleep, that means they trust you won't hurt them, and that you're safe to be loved, even while unaware. Number 9. They sleep nearby, but just out of reach. Not all cats sleep directly beside you. Some prefer to stay a few feet away, close enough to be present, but not touching. This isn't indifference, it's a respectful kind of love. Cats are deeply sensitive to personal space, both theirs and yours. When your cat chooses to stay in your room, but lies just far enough not to disturb you, they're striking a beautiful emotional balance. "I want to be near you," they're saying, "but I also honor your space." This kind of quiet presence is a common form of affection in emotionally mature cats. It's not about the closeness of touch, it's about the closeness of intention. And if this video helped you see your cat in a whole new light, go ahead and give it a like. You can also share this with someone who still believes cats are distant or indifferent. Maybe it'll change the way they see their own cat too. And of course, if you want more thoughtful looks into the emotional world of our feline friends, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you here. Until next time, sleep well. Someone furry is watching over you.